Hey, guess what? We're live again. It's been a couple weeks.
Woo!
We got my friend John here with me, of course. John, how are you doing, buddy?
I am awesome. I am
What?
living the dream, especially now. Don't pitch me because I'm dreaming because I'm with my brother.
Very cool. Yes, this is On the Rack. This is episode 2. We do this every couple weeks, and I think we're sticking with that name, On the Rack. And, this is a topic-based show, and our topic today is what's better right now, Marvel, DC, or the independent books? We want to hear from the people in the chat as well. Let me give you a rundown of what we're going to cover on the show real quick before we get started. First thing, we're going to start off with the topic, like I said, which is what's better right now, Marvel, DC, or independent books. We're going to also do we're going to do the On the Rack segment, which is look at some of the books that are coming out tomorrow and a few of the books that come out next week as well. We'll do a Dynamite spotlight because we got to pay some bills, and thank you, Dynamite, for all the support you guys have showed us. So we'll show some of the Dynamite books. We also have a segment called John's Thoughts and Pickups, since he is not only John, the big guy, but he also works at a comic shop. So we get a retailer point of view. So we'll talk about some of the books he picked up and some of his thoughts. Like I said in my Instagram, I have an announcement to make. And it's a kind of a very special announcement. I hope people are around to hear it. It's kind of a loose-based announcement. More details will come out as we get closer to next year. And then we have another segment called Shoot the Shit. And that's what we'll just do at the very end of the video, where we just kind of shoot the shit and kind of go from there. I want to thank everyone for joining us right now. Last time we did this, we got over 1,000 people that watched. So I want to say thank you for everyone who watched our first episode. This is, like I said, going to be something that we do every couple weeks on a Tuesday night. We kind of agreed on there. But let me look at the chat real fast before we jump in. Getting the Key Comics is always here first. A big hello. Mike, hello. Let's see. Dolores, hello. How are you? P2P, hello. Our good friend reader, we're going to get him on here. My wonderful friend Jennifer. Jen from Comics Will Break Your Heart. I miss you. I've been thinking about you. I will call you tomorrow. I want to get caught up on you, okay? Doug, hello. Constipated in Sin City. You got to get that looked at, buddy. It's been ongoing for a long time. David Posner, how you doing, my friend? I got to meet him in person a couple years back.
Nice.
Cliff, hello. He does a show called Comics and Coffee. I don't know where you got that idea. Never heard of something like that before. But he does a great job. Marvin, hello. How are you? He's a creator of The Edge. I just did an interview with him last week. That was awesome. And you know what? Speaking of interviews, I did an interview earlier today with Sal from Comic Pop. And so that will be out this week, probably Thursday. It was a great interview. It was about 45, 50 minutes, kind of a long one, longer than I normally do. But we had a lot to talk about. He's writing the segments of the Terminator book. We talked about that, but we also talked about a bunch of other stuff. I met him at C2E2 earlier this year. We hit it off really good. We've become friends. And so it's a nice interview. I think you guys are going to like that. But check that out. Probably Thursday is what I'm shooting for. And should be
Bellevue, New Jersey. Woohoo!
Yeah, there you go. And also, I'm interviewing Luke Lieberman tomorrow, the writer of the new Red Sonja book that comes out next week. And that should be out probably in the Friday or Saturday or something like that. So looking forward to it. I got a nice full plate going on. But John, let's go ahead and jump into the topic right now. And our topic is, what is better right now, Marvel, DC, or independent books? And I'm going to kind of lean on you for this, because I know you have your, like you just showed, your ear to what's going on. You know, what's going on, there he goes, in the universe. So let me ask you first, before we jump into there, as a retailer, what is performing very well right now? What do you see the books performing well? Are independents holding their own, or is Marvel still doing well? Is DC still doing well? What is performing very well as far as going off the rack?
I'm going to say indies first. But when I say indies, I really mean Skybound.
Okay.
Skybound is killing it.
Yeah. That was a huge, just getting that whole Energon universe going.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the chat know what we're talking about. It just kind of really lit a fire.
Oh, yeah.
under those books. Now, here's a follow-up question. I'm sorry I cut you off, but do you consider those, and this is a topic for another day,
Yeah.
is it independent? Do you consider those independent? By definition, they are, but we're talking about Transformers, G.I. Joe, all this stuff that has been a household name, sold millions and billions of dollars worth of merchandise all over the world. So anyway, but go ahead, go back to the Skybound books.
The only reason why I would say yes to that is because a year ago, maybe, they were at another company, at IDW.
Yes, they were.
And they did not do that well as they are doing now. Now, it depends on who you ask. People say the big two, but I look at it, the big three. We got to do it now. We got to say the big three, because Image is so huge and there's so many books out there and all. It all depends on what you say, but if you want to talk about superhero books, then you got the big two. Okay. But yeah, that is up for debate if Transformers and all them are independent. But Skybound has got so much more than that. They don't just have that. They have the Universal Monsters. Okay.
You love those, don't you?
Oh my God, I love those. You know that. But they're doing tremendously well. Oh, who is that? Oh, get her off. Oh, Jesus. I love you. That was my wife.
Did you just say get her off? Come on, buddy. Keep it PG here.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. You went there.
That's his wife. That's his wife, by the way.
Yes. My lovely, lovely wife for 25 years. So, but, but I would say this, like in other independents, not just Skybound, I think Boom is killing it. I will say this. Other than Skybound and all like that, the independent company that is probably last year was here and they're here now. And not just what I love. Right now I'm talking about sales, right? Easy. Mad Cave.
Yeah.
Mad Cave is freaking. I made a joke about my last videos that they made a deal with the devil because almost all their books are doing great. The Flash Gordon, the Flash Gordon Quarterly, Defenders of the Earth, Dick Tracy, Gotcha Man, some Galactor, and others that, I'm old. I can't remember that much stuff. But they are selling, like I said, we got about like 150 subscribers at our store. They're averaging more than 10 to 15 books. I mean, to a lot of people, that might not sound good. But last year, they might have one, and the other one, which we cannot forget, because they're on the side of your bus, is Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite, again, Dynamite was always good. Let's get that. And, Nick, pay me. But they were always good. They were always good. But with the Hanna-Barbera and all the stuff, recent license, and, we'll talk about it later, but a lot of their books are outselling Marvel, DC, So if you want me to say in order, like what's doing good at the store is obviously Indies. Then I'm going to say DC. And I'm going to say Marvel. And that hurts me.
Yeah.
Because,
you're a Marvel guy.
I have a guy over here.
Yeah.
That's, my heart. But I don't understand this. And I'll say this real quick. And then you could go on. Marvel. Okay. The three big sellers. Okay. I'm not talking about Spider-Man. I'm not talking because they sell themselves, right? I'm talking about Ghost Rider. Okay. I'm talking about Punisher. I'm talking about Moon Knight. Those three titles are doing so well, more than they have done in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So what does Marvel do? Marvel kills him. All three of them kill him. Okay? And then they bring other people in, and they're doing good. They're doing okay, but they're losing their momentum. Moon Knight has never passed what? 3 issues in the last 20 years?
Yeah.
You know? But I'm joking, but
Yeah.
obviously you get it. But, you know, it's reaching 20. I don't remember a Moon Knight reaching 20, 25 issues. Now they're doing it, but then they kill him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Marvel, I mean, they're doing good. Blood Hunt was a success.
Sure.
It was a success.
So you enjoyed that storyline quite a bit?
Oh, personally,
that was their big event for the summertime, was the Blood
Yes.
Hunt series.
Personally, I loved it.
Really?
Money wise, they were tremendous. They were really good. And, you know, they had the gimmick of the red band, which now they're freaking, you know, pushing it to as far as they can do.
Yeah.
But DC right now is got that absolute power that's going on. That is tremendous. But I just wish it came out at a better time, because people were exhausted from Blood Hunt.
Yeah.
And now they go from one event to another. People don't have this.
Yeah.
You know? So
Doug mentioned that Mike Martz took over at Mad Cave, editor-in-chief. Since then, they have been crushing it. So, and he said some of his other work he's done in the past. So that's really good to know that they got a new editor-in-chief. Looks like that's paying off quite a bit. We got Madam in here, and since she's in here, I'm just going to do this right now, since we're going to really talk about independent books. So I talked to her. She did a stream just last night on her YouTube channel, Madam, right there. And she is an artist, cosplayer, as you can see, a sculptor, many different things. She has this new book right here, Halloween, and you can buy these covers along with some art prints as well. As you can see there, there's different options to purchase those. If you want to get a hold of her, I believe she's on Instagram, or you could probably just go to her channel, Madam or whatnot, leave her a message in the comments on her stream she did last night. But you know what? I messaged her earlier today, and as you guys all know, I travel all around the country. I don't really have a mailing address. So I was like, hey, I would love to pick these up, but hey, I don't have anywhere for you to send it. Can you hold on to it for me for a couple of months until I get back to my home base? And she was very kind. And she would. So it's really cool. So if anyone wants to go check these out, she still has some available. As you can see, the comics, there's different ones. I believe there's Virgin covers as well. There's also some photos. And let me just say something really nice. So she's very talented. And we talked a little bit today, and she sent me some photos of some of her sculptures and stuff. And I was like, man, that's just amazing and stuff, what she can do. And I have a lot of respect for someone who has that ability to bring something to life, to just imagine something in your mind and put it and make it happen. And she's able to do that. Her cosplay is amazing. Her attention to detail that she does with the costumes and also with her sculpts and all her artwork is just, you know, like I said, it's pretty amazing. And if I don't mind saying it, I don't know if you can still say this, but she's a very beautiful woman. And can you still say that now without getting in trouble?
You can't.
And you know what? And I will say this, but maybe I'm hitting on her a little bit. You know, and that's the type of guy I am sometimes. But you know what? She's the type of person that you meet and you think about quite a bit. So do me a favor, go check out what she's doing right here and her other stuff that she's done. And you're really going to enjoy it. Go check out her YouTube channel, Madam. Like I said, she did a stream just last night. I was able to catch and watch. It was great. Nice to see her back and to see her talents on display. So thank you for joining us tonight for a second and letting us kind of segue and show that off. And I'm looking forward to eventually picking up my copy when I, you know, work my way towards that direction. But let's go back to the independent books. Okay, you talked about the Marvel event that goes on. They always do that every summer, and apparently that was really good. Now, let me ask you a question about those books. Did you have to buy the tie-ins, or could you just stick with the main run of the Blood Hunt book? Or because that's what happens. That's what turns people off. They get these, event, great. And then all of a sudden there's a million tie-ins. And this is nothing new. This is something they've been doing for years.
Sure.
But were they necessary? And I like the fact that Robbie covers this on his Pop Culture Philosophers, at least he has in the past. Like, hey, you can buy these, but you don't need. Yeah.
Who?
I think his nickname is Jimmy.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
Had to catch up. Never heard of them.
Did you need to buy the tie-ins at all, or could you just stay with the book?
I'm gonna say yes and no, depending on which reader you are. You know, again love working at the store. I've been there a year. I get to know like people's reading habits. But long story short is this: there were a couple of them. Hey, thank you, AJ. That's awesome. Hey, don't be jealous. Come on, man. Look, you said you love sculptors. God was a sculptor, and he sculpted this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
okay. You know, can we just agree that we're two very attractive guys?
Oh, I'm not going to argue.
Okay, good. Okay, keep on going. Jesus.
Okay. No, but a Blood Hunt, yes, they had some tie-ins that wasn't a must. You know, I told people this: if you love Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange had a tie-in, then freaking read it, dude. But if you're not reading Wolverine, then don't read it. No, they did it nice that you didn't. Now, would it be better to read the whole thing? Yeah, but it was. I'm not kidding. It was 84 comics, 84 that whole run. Okay, I told people that read what you like, and you did not need to read it all. But there was only one freaking negative, which I think Marvel's going to fix, is that if you read the red band only, okay, in the first issue, the red band, the big thing was Blade. Hey, Kaiser, nice. Hey, Lisa, thank you. In the first issue of the Blood Hunt, Blade tore Doctor Strange in half.
Yeah,
that's the red band. And the red band, he stabbed him. Okay, so if you read Doctor Strange and you only read the red band, you were like, "Wait, what's going on?" You were lost. So I think that's just something new that they will fix. But overall, no, you didn't have to read it. Same thing as Absolute Power. Right now, DC is doing a very fan-friendly.
Yeah, you mentioned that you really have enjoyed that quite a bit.
Oh, man. Look, I love Blood Hunt. I love werewolves. I almost got naked for you, brother.
I know.
Again. But
you know, okay, keep on.
Okay.
Yeah,
moving on. No, and I love vampires, I love monsters and everything, but DC is doing it right. They're doing it slowly, they're doing it nice. There's only a couple tie-ins, and it's really, really doing well. So I'm happy that both things are doing well, because I think the days are past. I don't know, when we grew up, people were either DC or Marvel. Yeah. For some reason, you couldn't be both. Where today, thank God, I don't know if it's the movies or anything, there's people who are doing both. Yeah. So,
and I think you should. I think that there's a lot out there. And obviously, the topic of this episode is Marvel, DC, or independence. What's better right now? Obviously, this is going to go any direction depending on what you prefer. If you are a superhero fan, you're automatically going to go towards Marvel and DC, just, in spirit. And that's great. And you should go where your heart is. But I also tell people, man, because somebody left a comment on, I think in the comments of this video or on something else, and they're like, all the books now suck or are trash or something like that. And it's like, obviously not all of them are. I mean, that's a generic statement to put out there to label everything, which when that's not really the case. Sure, there are some books out there that probably aren't that great, and you're gonna read it and say, man, I just wasted this time. But there's a lot of books out there that are really good, that people are really going to enjoy. We talked about a little bit earlier, the Energon universe stuff. People are really enjoying that stuff. Another book, we're just going to bring it up on the independent scene, and this is another one. I would think that Dynamite properties or licensed books fall into that category, very similar to what Skybound is doing. Space Ghost has been around. Terminator has been around.
Yeah.
But like people love the Space Ghost one, they love the Johnny Quest one, you know, then they love the other stuff they do with the Red Sonja and the Vampirella and stuff like that. So there is, even though you might not like it, there's an audience for everything. And this is actually something me and you talked about a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I look at stuff right now, and as far as what I don't read a lot, and that's why I'm really happy to have you on board doing the show and talking about this stuff, because right now I'm just not reading a lot. But I can tell you the last thing I read from Marvel was Avengers Twilight.
Oh,
I enjoyed that way more than I ever thought I would. I was like,
yeah.
man, this was nice. This was really good because it was different than, you
You
know,
just,
your other Avengers books or your Captain America books and the Saves the Day and all that stuff. You know, it was a little bit different. It had a little bit of, it reminded me of like Batman the Dark Knight, you know,
yeah.
the Frank Miller books had a little bit of that tone to it, and I enjoyed that. So that for me really kind of was like, I like that one. As far as DC goes, I haven't really seen too much, but the one I would like to jump on was the one that Dan Jurgens just did. And I think it's been delayed a little bit, but he did a prestige format book. And me and him actually talked about it at the Comic-Con that we did the panel together. And it's Bat Space Man year, you know, before something. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
he talked about that. It sounded really interesting, and I did read the first issue because my buddy John Stout had a copy of it, and it was really good. So that one I really enjoyed. But for me, at this time, if I had to go to the comic shop, my stack is going to be 95 to 100% independent books.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for quite a while, you know, buying, you know, the Energon stuff, buying new things that I look interesting, you know, oh, there's this one book about skateboarding in the 80s. You know what? That's
Gromit.
what I did, you know,
Gromit was
and
it.
drama, exactly. We're going to talk about that one here a little bit later. But, you know, stuff like that, you see it on the shelf, and like with the new Dynamite license and stuff like that, it's like, this is different. I've seen a million Spider-Mans on the shelf. I've seen a million Batmans on the shelf. I've seen a million Supermans on the shelf. Eventually you're like, something's really going to need to stand out for me to jump back on that
Sure.
bandwagon.
Sure.
And right now I'm just having a hard time finding it. It sounds like with Blood Hunt, that was something that got you interested in Marvel again, or I don't want to say again, but really enjoyed this series from Marvel.
Yeah. Blood Hunt and also the Ultimate lines.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But and also I have to tell you, there is too many books out there. Yes, okay, you know, there's a book for everybody. But let me just tell you this real quick. You know, every week I do a sub, you know, of what the titles we have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do an independent, I do a Marvel, and I do a DC. This is going to tell you what the companies are doing, which shocks me. Okay. Independence is always going to be more. It's 3 pages long. Okay. I don't know what number it is. Okay. Marvel is 2.5 to 2 pages long.
Yeah.
DC,
1 page.
they don't have the books out.
Yeah. They've cut down quite a bit. And
yes, they have.
I can tell you this because there's something I do know. Since being the one guy who's been making a preview video for the last 7 years.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I've seen the numbers go up and down. And as I've seen that video that I've made literally for 7 years, every week with all the new books that come out, I've seen the ebbs and flows as far as what's going on, as far as people still complain about how many variants are made. There is not as many as there used to be.
You are correct.
It has come down. It's still a lot, don't get me wrong, but there is not as many as there used to be. I've watched DC's titles, you know, as far as the amount of titles that may drop off. You know, I've watched the ones that come up and down. So I have a good reckoning of what we've seen over the 7 years, and just independent publishers, you know, falling off or not coming on or doing a lot of stuff. Right now, I've noticed Dark Horse is doing a lot of books. They got a big catalog coming out over the next few weeks, and they've been pushing that quite a bit. I remember when I started to see Aftershock books kind of fade off the list, you know, and this was like, what's going on? So I could actually kind of read in between the lines, something's happening, as I did these videos.
Yeah.
We got a few other people here in the chat. I just want to say hello to Robbie Roach stopped in.
Robbie.
We saw Kaiser and Lisa. Comic Verse, hello. How are you? Eduardo, hello. How are you? All the way from Mexico. Awesome.
Oh.
Let's see. John Stout, the little
Hey,
guy.
hey, brother.
Luis Sanchez, how are you?
Oh,
Very cool.
Oh my God, that is my best friend for life. I've known him since 5th grade.
That's
Fifth
awesome.
grade. Him and I have been.
And he still likes you.
You know what? He loves me. Okay.
Yeah.
He loves me, Bueller.
Okay.
There's people out there other than Brittany that loves me.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
Okay. No, Lewis.
Well, let's kind of put an end to the topic and whatnot, because we're going to move on to some other stuff. But I just want to say, as far as what's better right now, if someone were to ask my opinion, I'm going to probably go with independent books.
Yes.
As far as somebody asked you right now today, John, what would you say? What's better right now, the big two, Marvel or DC, or independent books?
I would say independents are
Independent
killing by far. Because the artwork, that was the one negative about independence, is that people think, the artwork is not. I'm going to tell you right now, the artwork is better. Marvel, okay, only a couple things, but yeah, indies are the way to go now. Nice.
Well, there you go. Do me a favor, if anyone's watching right now, or if you're watching on the rewind, let me know in the chat. What do you think right now? I'm not talking about a few months ago. I'm talking about literally right now, within the last. Or I'm not talking about like a year ago. I'm talking about right now in this quarter. Mm-hmm. What is better right now? So let me know in the chat what you feel. Is it Marvel? Is it DC? Or is it the independent ones that are just kind of grabbing your attention? Kaiser, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, before we move on, I want to ask a question. And should I do my announcement now, or should I wait till later?
Wait till later. Let them wait.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to our on the rack segment.
Be like a girl on the first date. Let them wait.
Oh my God. So this is our on the rack statement and our segment, and this is where we kind of look at some of the books that are coming out this week. And I got some images. So let me just kind of go through here, and I'm curious to see what you think about these, and I want to know if you're on some of these. The first one right here is Venom War. This is number 2. Are you checking this out at all?
I am not a symbiote guy, but I will tell you, the art in these books, phenomenal, okay? And they are selling very well. Almost, I hear the word out there that they are really good. It's got me interested in reading them. So these books are on fire. So yes.
Very cool. Let's take a look at another one here. And we'll see how fast I can go through this. Share screen. And I wanted to bring this one up because I know that you would have an opinion on it, and it doesn't get a lot of coverage. Are you reading Get Fury?
Who is this? What's this book about?
Get Fury.
I don't know who this is.
Come on, man. I wanted to show this book because I know you know about it. It doesn't get a lot of attention. There's only one cover for a book. If anyone's looking for a book that has one cover, because that doesn't happen very often, especially from Marvel, this is it. So Get Fury, what's your thoughts on this one?
Love it. This book is awesome. It's freaking Garth Ennis again. Yes, he's not the Punisher. But it's Frankie. Okay. Yeah. And it's Nikki. Okay. And this book rocks. And this book is also selling very well. It is. But I might be biased because I might be pushing it on a lot of people. Yeah. But it's getting a lot. You are right. It's not their top seller. Okay. Yeah. It isn't. And you're right. It only has one. I think the only covers that they had was the first issue. They had 1 in 25 and a couple, and I think that's it. But people are loving this book. Now, is it because they're missing Frank? You know what I mean? That could have something to do with it. But it is a very good story. Oh, it's very gory. That's another reason why, too, people are loving it. But, yeah, it's all joking aside. Very good book. Very good.
What about this new X-Men that's coming out, Exceptional X-Men? They've been flooding the market with a bunch of X-Men books lately. Are you up to date on the X-Men books that have been coming out? X-Men, X Factor, X-Force. They've been doing all these relaunches and stuff like that. Any thoughts on this one at all? Have you enjoyed the other ones?
Okay, I will tell you from a guy that has not read an X-Men book in 30 years. Okay.
Did we just lose our buddy here? Hello?
Hello?
You're here. We got you, buddy.
Who's here?
You're here.
I'm here. I'm always here.
Yeah. Okay. What were you saying?
For not reading a book for X-Men book for 30 years, I decided to try every one of the new ones. Okay. And I have to say, I am probably 70%. Yes. Kaiser, it is. About 70%, they're good. Jay, my brother, thank you. I think they're doing too much because, it was so nice in the beginning when it was Phoenix and X-Force. People were loving them. Very good. And then you got Uncanny. Then you got X-Men. Then you got NYX. Then you got now this exceptional X Factor. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, Marvel. People don't have $5 a book. They don't. And if you want to read, you're making people choose. That is you wouldn't believe when somebody comes up with comics and then you tell them how much they have to take them away. They're making people choose, which is such a sad sight. I haven't heard this much about this one, so I'm not gonna, there was my favorite one right now is Phoenix because she's on her own.
Sure. And
I like Uncanny X-Men because it's only the 4 people: Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, and Jubilee. Yeah. But again, I wish, look, people, Marvel, look at Skybound. Look what they're doing. Okay. They are not flooding the market. They first had Duke, right? Then they had Cobra. They had him at the time. When they were over, then they went to another minis. They didn't just say, here you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it is, I hate seeing people being frustrated, say, hey, what X book should I read? It shouldn't be like that, man. So
well, I got another book here for you, and I'm curious to see what you think about Plastic Man No More. Plastic Man is actually one of my favorite DC characters. I'm not a huge DC guy, but Plastic Man, obviously Batman, they're kind of cool. Flash is probably my favorite one. But any response on this one at all?
Phenomenal. Okay. This is a great book. It's great to see Plastic Man getting some love, other than what Scott Snyder did. What was it in Death Metal or Dark Metal, one of the two, saying that Plastic Man is one of the strongest heroes in the DC universe, and people just don't know it. Yeah. I remember a long time ago in the 80s, they were actually talking about making a Plastic Man movie with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So no, this book,
didn't they have a Plastic Man version in the Flash television show for the CW for a little bit?
That was Elongated Man.
That's the Blue Chew Man.
That was my nickname in high school.
Oh shit! You know what? Okay, let's go to this next book. Okay, we got hold on. So we had mentioned this one a little bit earlier, or we just kind of name dropped it. I think this is like the 3rd printing or the 2nd printing of Gromit's #1. And this is the book that we kind of reference as far as, skateboarding in the 80s. And I actually picked up this book when it came out and read it and really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Now we can kind of spoil it a little bit, but like one of the characters in here, and the word we would use back in the day is a poser. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, absolutely.
The kid who's like, oh yeah, I could skate, I could do this, and he just crashes and burns. Yep. That, I don't know if it's politically correct anymore. Maybe it's not. But that right now was called a poser back in the day. And I related because I knew people just like that. So I'm assuming you've read this one, right?
Oh yes, yeah. This book, I don't care if you're an '80s child or not. You know, you could put your childhood to this. If you're born in the '90s, you know, of course, it had
Yeah.
more '80s reference. You know, and it means more. But what did Robbie say? This is like a slice of life.
Yeah.
Reading this book, it
Yeah.
is. It is just fun. You know, you know, no superheroes, no sci-fi, no supernatural,
Yeah.
no nothing. You
It's
know,
it's about a new kid that moves into the neighborhood. He likes to skateboard. He meets this guy, the poser, as you want to call it. And
yeah,
I can relate. I was that new kid. We moved quite a bit when I was younger and moved into a new neighborhood, tried to fit in, and stuff, and was really into skateboarding. I had my Tony Hawk skateboard, before I had a Nash one that you got at Walmart. And then I finally upgraded to the Tony Hawk board and stuff. I had a couple of those, and it was pretty cool. But this one is a lot of fun. I've only read the first issue. That's the only one I've been able to pick up. I believe they're on issue 3 right now.
4,
Issue 4. And I don't know how many issues are in this run.
7.
Rick, remember the guy who does it normally does like a 12-issue series.
No, it's a 7. It's 7
Oh,
issues.
7. Okay. See, that's why we have you on here, because we have the information.
Not just this, not just for this pretty face, right? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
So let's go ahead and pay some bills right now. We're gonna do some. We're gonna show some Dynamite spotlight.
Pay some bills?
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. Okay.
So Dynamite actually has quite a few books coming out this week, because last week they only had like one book coming out, and so this week they got a few. And we'll start off real quick. We're just gonna run through these pretty fast here. We got the new Red Sonja book that's coming out. I believe that's issue 12 or 13. I can't read that. But man, I gotta tell you, man. They put out multiple covers and they all look really good. So, my hat's off. Let's show another one. I got what? I have a variant of that book, and just take a guess which one it is.
What? Oh.
Actually, this is Death and the Devil. This is the one that, or maybe they're using this for the other one, but she's a friend of mine, just in case anyone's wondering. Okay. But let's see some of the other books they got coming out this week that look pretty cool. Oh, I believe it was this one, this Vampirella one. I believe this comes out this week. Vampirella Dark Reflections.
Yes.
I believe that's issue number 4.
4.
Another beautiful cover right there. Let's take a look at a couple other ones. I think they have 4 books coming out this week. I don't have a lot of experience with this one, but this is a J. Scott Campbell cover. Sweetie Candy Vigilante. This is number 4, volume 2. This is the A cover, I believe.
Yeah,
that's cool, because normally J. Scott Campbell covers are either they're store exclusives or hard to get. So, but we got a regular A cover with his goodness right there. So
I have to get this because Brittany, that's her favorite artist, is Jason Scott Campbell.
Yeah,
and, that book, for people who don't know, it is Harley Quinn on steroids.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a great, fun book.
Yeah.
So
we have another title here, Army of Darkness Forever. Looks like a number 11. Man, look at that cover right there. I mean, that's pretty dope. I'm a huge Army of Darkness fan. I remember when it came out in theaters, and I literally went to the theater probably 7 times. Right after school, I'd get out of school, and I think it was like $2.50 to go and see that early bird show. And I just went every day and watched Army of Darkness. It was one of my favorite movies, man.
Oh wow!
Your boomstick and all that good stuff, man. It was all there, and I'm kind of a big fan.
That's awesome.
Of Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness to me is what Monsters are to you.
Really? Okay. Yeah. All right. I know Bruce Campbell, so I'll have him give you a call.
I'd appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
And there's another Dynamite book I just want to show here. This is we referenced this a little bit ago, but this is coming out next week. And this is the Red Sonja, Death and the Devil. And this is the one that's written by Luke Lieberman, who I'm interviewing tomorrow. He's been on my channel before. We did an interview with him about the Alliance book he did with Stan Lee and stuff like that. And so the Red Sonja, this is his new book that he's writing as well. So we'll be talking about that here in a couple days.
That's good.
But this will be out next week. So jump on board.
Yeah.
And get yourself a copy of this. Let me know if it's any good. I'd like to know.
Yeah, I will. But so far, the word on the street is that this book it's got a lot of good vibes coming. So Red Sonja is I hate saying this, it's a hit or miss book and this seems like it's a great place for people to start who haven't read Sonia in a while, but it's people give that a shot. The artwork is phenomenal too.
Let me jump into the chat again really fast and kind of just say hello to some people. Hydrosium Comics.
Yeah,
I probably did not say that right.
Yeah, that's Jay from Dynamite.
Biggie Shack, what's up, my friend? The name changes is here. Let's see. Kaiser Soze. He wanted me to introduce him, so there you go. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Let's see. Let me look at my list as far as other books. I want to look at some books that are coming out next week. I only have like 4 books.
Okay.
But I wanted to spotlight a few books that look kind of interesting that are coming out next Friday. And I have those on my list here. And let's see what I got. This is probably the one. Okay, we'll start with Marvel.
Okay.
We got Wolverine. This is coming out next week. There's a bunch of really cool covers.
Sure.
You know, like this is another one of the X-Men universe books that they're all kind of from the ashes type thing. So obviously Wolverine is going to be there. And so, you know, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. I think most people are. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. There's a few more. I think I got them written down. I think I got 3 books or 4 books. Let me find them here. I want your, I don't know if you've read this one. This is issue 2 or 3. Have you checked out the Vampires World War V? Do you know, are these any good?
Come on, man. Vampires.
You can't be biased because you're a monster guy.
No, I will tell you. The DC versus Vampires, the 12-issue miniseries before was very, very good. You know, unfortunately, people were comparing it to Deceased.
Deceased is one of my favorites. All the Deceased ones I love.
I love Deceased better than Marvel Zombies. I don't care. People come at me. Whatever. You know, Deceased was so great. DC versus Vampires is great. This book is different because it's from Deathstroke's point of view. And who doesn't like Deathstroke? Yeah. Okay, come on. It's all kidding aside, it's a very good book. Very good book. And it's doing well. So that's nice. This
one is probably the one I'm looking forward to next week the most. And I really like this book, Dead Eyes. And this is a new story from Dead Eyes. And I've enjoyed this run before. And it's a lot of fun. And I don't know if you have any history with Dead Eyes at all. I think this is like either the third or I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd volume of Dead Eyes. And there was a little bit of controversy because it was called Dead Rabbit. And there was a restaurant named the same, so they had to change the name and stuff like that a few years back. A lot of people probably don't remember that, but I do. But Dead Eyes is a very. Have you seen this book at all?
No. This is I love doing this with you because I could get something. Because yes, I do work at a store, but I do not order the books like Robbie does, so I don't see what is out in the future. So this is nice. So it'll get my attention, and I'll give it a shot. Definitely
check it out and go check out the previous volumes as well. I think you're really gonna like it. It's a little it's a little tough, but it's a great read. So I recommend Dead Eyes for sure. Let's see if I can get everything. Oh, there was another book. And of course, you know what? I just wanted to do this because I'm just a big fan, and I wasn't able to get a copy because I'm on the road. And Deadly Trails, this is the wraparound cover by Blackbox Comics, came out last week. And I'm pretty sure shops got it last week. Some shops might get it this week. But this is by Blackbox Comics. And, man, it just looks like a lot of fun. Blackbox normally sends me books, you know, but obviously I'm on the road. I don't really have an address to send it to. And he's like, hey, I got some copies for you because they always take care of me. So I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to checking this out. If anyone in the chat has got Deadly Trails and read it, let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't picked it up yet, please go do so, because for one, it's an independent publisher that's really trying to do some really neat things, and you should support them. You know, I mean, these are all their own properties that they're putting out. Blackbox Comics is they're good people behind the scenes that are doing this, and they're the type of company that deserves your support.
And there are another ones that doesn't, again, flood the market.
Yeah,
they don't. They could. Dimitri could.
But I've talked to him about that, and because we've had conversations about the amount of books that they publish. And I don't think they do enough and I'll tell you why. Right now, they publish about one book a month. And so for that month, you get a book on the shelf for, let's just say, 2 or 3 days before it's gone. Let's be honest, not a lot of people order a lot of copies at this point. Okay. So after that 2 or 3 days that book is gone, there's nothing on the shelf that's representing Blackbox Comics. And I've told them this. I said, maybe you should do 2 books a month. That way there is, instead of people waiting a month before the next book comes out, they're only waiting a couple weeks before they see that Blackbox Comics label on the shelf.
Yeah. He did listen to you a little bit.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah, the book that he had before was Biomex, and it was it's a totally different book.
Yeah.
And that is the book. That's the cover of the year, my friend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my God, Dimitri, call me.
And he sent me a picture. He's got a whole box of them. It's all the virgin covers of them,
dude,
and they look pretty cool.
Brother, look me up. What the heck? No, but
no, how you doing?
I don't think they have a clunker. I don't. Was Biomex my book?
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean. But we had younger readers who loved it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what it was for.
Yes, exactly. It was beautiful. It was colorful. It was a great, easy read, and it was different. I hated that people were saying it was a Transformers ripoff. Then that means, you know what? You didn't read it because it wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it, Biomex. I was like, this probably isn't going to be for me. And then I read it, and I was like, you know what? I actually kind of had some fun.
Yes.
And the word I would use is fun. I actually kind of, I put a smile on my face. There was a couple references in there. I was like, okay, I get it. And it was a fun book. And I liked it because it is it's probably geared towards a younger audience, yes, but it was still entertaining.
Oh, of course. You said it before. I want to throw this in real quick that, there are other books out there that people can read. What was the big sellers last week? You ready? Sesame Street and Popeye.
Yeah, I heard people were jumping on the Popeye.
Popeye was great.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I know a lot of people say I'm a show because of I like everything. That's not true. I won't mention stuff that I don't like. You know what I mean? But you and I had a conversation before. It's not because I don't like them.
Sure.
They're not for me. Yeah. Okay? Popeye is really not for me.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was fun. It was like reading a Dragon Ball Z book. All right? Now, who would say that?
Did anyone come into the shop and tell you I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a comic book today?
They did. They did.
If anyone's got that reference, you're old.
Yes. And he was old.
Yeah. Let me say hi to a few people in the chat here. Of course, we got K-Pop. She's doing some great work with all the Kickstarter campaigns that she's covering on her channel. She's also nominated for a bunch of awards in the Comic Community Awards. I did my voting. She got a lot of my votes, and I was very proud to see her and all the work that she does. I just saw her today. She scheduled like 8 different new interviews that she's doing on her channel.
Crap. I have to. All right, K-Pop, you got me. I'll come.
Short Box Padawan. Someone else who is very kind. I spent a lot of times talking with her and stuff. I've always enjoyed our conversations, and I hope she's doing well. And she used to do a lot of YouTube. She kind of stepped away a while back, and she is missed. Let's just be honest. People really enjoyed when she was doing YouTube and stuff like that. But Short Box, thank you so much for jumping on.
It's awesome.
And thank you for the conversations we've had. You've made some of my time when I'm just out in the middle of nowhere, a little bit more pleasant to have someone to talk to. So I appreciate that quite a bit. Let's go ahead. Okay, let me ask before we move on. That was our On the Rack segment. Before we go on to like the, John's thoughts and pickups, which is more comic book stuff. Should I do my announcement now?
You know what? Give it to him.
Okay, you don't even know what this is.
You know what? Give it to me.
Okay, so here's the deal. And this has been, I want to start off by saying I've been on YouTube for 7 years. And the whole ride has been amazing. Changed my life. I've made a video about how it changed my life. and it's just been fantastic. I've gotten to meet people all over the country. I've gotten to talk to people all over the world, and man, and even this gentleman right here is because of my YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and we've become really
absolutely.
great friends, and I consider him family.
Oh, yes.
That all being said, my time on comic book YouTube is going to be coming to an end.
Oh,
And as you guys know, people who have followed me on Instagram and through other things, I think it's pretty obvious that over the last year and a half, my interests have started going other directions. And I don't think that's any secret to anyone at all. So basically, and I'm going to put out a video later in a little bit more detail, but as I posted on my Instagram a couple months back, next summer, I'm planning on doing the Pacific Crest Trail, the hiking the state of Oregon, the Oregon leg, which is a 45-day hike. Okay, in the wilderness, all by yourself, hiking through the mountains, camping every day, all that stuff. I'm planning on doing that hike. It's about 450 or 60 miles. That is planned sometime in July or August. You have to get a permit to do it. And when that day comes next summer, July or August, that will be the end of Comics with Bueller.
oh,
And I've thought about this quite a bit. I've had a lot of time to think about this, through driving, through the streets and things on my mind and everything. So, I mean, I'm not leaving tomorrow. This is, 8 months down the road or 9 months down the road. So what does that kind of mean when I step away from comic book YouTube? It means that I won't be doing comic book stuff anymore. I won't, I'd like to, the plan is to hopefully get a new vehicle and stuff and sell this one with the logo and be a little bit more inconspicuous, I guess you'd say, as far as having these logos around on my bus. Now, it doesn't mean I'm stepping away from YouTube, though.
okay.
My content is going to be focused around things in my life that I really enjoyed quite a bit, and it's kind of drawing my attention to, like my travels, my hiking, my stuff like that, my bus and van life. So my YouTube channel won't even be called Comics with Bueller anymore. I have a new name for the channel, and it'll be more surrounded around my travels. For those of you who still want to watch, thank you. For those of you who it's not your content, I appreciate your time that you've given me throughout these 7 years, and I want to say thank you a lot. Like I said, there's going to be more details about this because I have some goals and some bucket list items I want to accomplish over the next 8 or 9 months, whatever it is. And I'm going to put out a more detailed video around my 7-year anniversary, which is in February, about what the next few months will hold and stuff. And but I just wanted to I kind of said something on the Circumstances channel, just kind of came up. I just kind of dropped it right there a little bit. But this is something I've thought about for quite a bit. And man, it's a little liberating saying it out loud, to be honest. It feels kind of good to be able to say that because I look back and I'm going to be 50 in July. Okay. I'm like, that's a new chapter of my life.
Wow, you're old. Wow.
Yeah. I'm closing the book on that day and I'm opening up a brand new one, and we're going to see where the hell that goes.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the announcement. Like I said, I'm not going away anytime soon. I'm going to keep on doing comic book content. I'm going to keep on doing interviews. I'm going to start to do some of my older videos they're called evergreen videos that people watch. Even though they're 4 years old, people watch thousands and thousands of views still to this day. I want to make more content like that, so that way I can kind of at least still get some revenue from YouTube and stuff like that, because that doesn't stop when you stop doing things. They're still old videos. But yeah, that's kind of something I wanted to share with everyone. It's been on my mind for a little while. I kind of came to a definitive decision, I'll be honest, around the time my grandson was born last month. And just kind of been thinking about it. So anyway, my time on comic book YouTube will be coming to an end. And it's been a great run. but between now and then, I got a bunch of shows to do with this gentleman right here that I'm really looking forward to doing.
Yeah, please. We'll talk about later.
Yeah.
You do that thing on your own? Can you have somebody with you, or you got to be by yourself?
For what's that?
That thing in next year, that 45-day thing.
I don't. I'm planning on doing it by myself.
I was gonna say, I'll join you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to walk the state of Oregon for 45 days,
you know what? I'll talk.
You know what? This is an open invitation, to be honest.
You know what?
Well, all I gotta say is you better keep your ass up, because
Okay.
I ain't dragging you around.
Okay. That's 280 pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. I'll talk to Brittany. We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
But, you know, there's also some other things I want to, you know, I have some goals over next time. I want to open myself up. And a lot of people think I'm busy all the time. I'm busy, but I do have time. And then people kind of hesitate when they want to have me as a guest on the show, because they don't want to bother me. I want to just put that out there. If you want me as a guest on the show, you guys are the comic book community. I want to be involved as much as I possibly can over the next 9 months or whatever it is. So if you're looking for someone to hang out with on your show or talk or whatever it is, just let me know. I'm available, 9 times out of 10. And so anyway, that's kind of it. That's kind of my announcement that I wanted to share with everyone. John didn't know. I asked, I go, you didn't know? He goes, no.
No.
So, that's kind of it. So I want to say thanks for everyone for just listening to me right now for a quick minute. And like I said, around my anniversary in February, I'm going to put out a video kind of detailing what's going to happen and everything. Let's see.
No, I know how you feel. I mean, I was joking before, but, I hit 50 4 years ago. So I know how you feel. So
thanks, man. Yeah. It's just, I said that, I remember I said it on Circumstances channel. I said, I think people can tell my interests are going in another direction. He said, yeah, I can.
Yes. No. People could tell, dude.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I want to go, I want to see where that takes me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about it, to be honest. So anyway, let's get back to some comic book related stuff, because for now, this is still Comics with Bueller. It's not, so we're going to go to John's thoughts and pickups. And John, I think you got some books to share with us.
I do.
And so let me kind of give you the screen, since you're kind of the man of the hour right now. John, what do you want to share with us, and what do you want to tell us?
Usually, I would tell you guys what is good coming out this week. This was a weird but good week. I had family come in town. My son, he better be watching. I love you, Seth. Okay, and Lexi and Luca, if you're watching, go to sleep. But anyway, no, love you all. But so I didn't get to see that many books. I have no showers for 4 to 5 days. I am out. But no, just kidding. But I can show you. I want you guys to look. I do a show that's called Castle's Corner for the EXP, which is a dynamite thing. And what I love to do is to show books that people might have missed. Okay. Sure. But this is different because I want to show people also that there is other companies like Dynamite and that have great books too. Like, Johnny Quest. Let's go, man. There's a nice foil cover. I hate when they're on camera like this, but this book was great.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you like virgin covers, or do you like trade dress? What's your preference?
Okay, to read, I don't care. To read, to collect, I do like the virgin, and you're gonna see it because I think 70% of these are virgins and everything. Because I am more of a reader than a collector. Okay, and getting older, I like to collect more. But I do not collect to sell. Okay, yeah. I'm not that person. I collect because I like it. What's funny is I always tell people a comic book store, a legit comic book store, you know what they are? They're art dealers. Yeah. Okay? Because That's what people, yes, the writers, you have to have a great writer, but let's be honest, people are there for the art, okay? And I do like the Virgin because it shows off the art of people. I am a huge...
Will it show us some more of them?
All right. So we got, okay, we got Red Sonja. This is Empire of the Damned #5.
When I first saw that, I thought that was a photo.
I did too.
Yeah.
I honestly did too.
Yeah,
it's great. Phenomenal. I don't know who it is. I'll give him love anyway.
Sure.
So, but then we got Lucio Perillo. Look at that cover.
You know, people are gonna give you a hard time for tossing those books. Trust me, I've had it happen.
You know what?
You're disrespecting the books.
They're in bags and backboards.
I don't even use bags and backboards anymore.
No, but Dynamite is killing it. You know, those books, what I liked about them, okay, let's be honest here, okay? Dynamite is known for what? Covers and everything. Yeah. And this is what, seriously, this is what I like about them, what's happening now. They are known for Red Sonja. They were known for Vampirella. They were known for Barbarella, you know, but that's all changed because the books they have now are, they have Thundercats, they have Thundercats Chitara, they have Space Ghost, you know, and they're going to have Thundar and DuckTales, and Darkwing
all the Disney stuff,
Gargoyles,
Nightmare. What's the Nightmare Before Christmas?
They are outselling more than the Red Sonja books. So that's, you know, so that's nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those are still, there's people out there for the Red Sonja. Yeah. But I've noticed a difference now once they got the Disney and the Hanna-Barbera books, that the Red Sonja and the Vampirella books are not just cover buys. You know, the artwork inside the books are good. Yeah. You know, Powerpuff Girls, exactly. You know, Nick, freaking give me money. Okay.
John, what else you got?
I got Universal. I showed this before.
Yeah.
This is great. The Frankenstein one. Oh, I'm not throwing this one. I love this one. Yeah. Okay. And this was on my video last week. This Prairie Gods book. I'm telling you, Matt Cave. Yeah. What the hell are you doing? You're killing it. Like I said, even Popeye. What the hell? Who would have seen that? This book, you know, made my heart race. You know, freaking Brittany came in and gave me the badoosh, because I almost died reading this.
What's the badoosh? What the hell was that?
She was giving me electric shocks, man, because that book almost killed me. It was so good. You know? No, but seriously, these were the books last week. People, if you didn't pick up them, I'm gonna make a shirt out of that. Badoosh. Yeah. No, but seriously, people, if you miss them, check them out. Show them some love. And Fable, love you, brother. Those are the books that I think you guys should see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So is that our John's thoughts and pickups right there?
You know what? The gadoosh, yes. Okay, you know,
that's we're gonna call it the gadoosh segment from now on. That's what it is. All right, let's get to our last segment because we've already been here a little over an hour. This is we're gonna shoot the shit. The shoot the shit part of the show that's basically what we do. You know, we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So if you have any questions, whoever's watching in the chat, please let us know and just ask a question. Put a question mark by it so I can see it for sure. And
well, I'm gonna tell people before they ask. I will already answer. Natural. Nothing's done to this. No Botox. No lip fillers. You know, nothing. Yeah. Just natural. Yeah, okay.
That's called the bullshit. Anyway, like I said earlier, I did an interview with Sal from Comic Pop, and Comic Pop returns. Like I said, it's about an hour-long interview. I'll have that out probably Thursday is the plan. So please check that out. We talk about his first published writing. This is his first thing that he's actually published by a publisher. He's done some self-published stuff in the past, but this is the first thing that he's actually published by a publisher, by Dynamite, for doing the backup story for the Terminator and stuff. And he's a huge fan. And you'll find out quite a bit about that and the history of comic pop and some other really cool stuff that we talked about as well. We had a really good rapport. Him and I met at C2E2 earlier this year. We hit it off really well. He's been following my travels. You know, he enjoys what I've been doing. So I want to say thank you to him for taking the time. And then, like I said, Luke Lieberman, I interviewed him first thing tomorrow morning. And that video will probably be out this weekend about his new Vampirella book or Red Sonja book that he's doing. That's right. As far as where I'm at right now, I am like 90 miles away from Huntsville, Alabama, which for any of you know, that's where our good friend Robbie, Pop Culture Philosophers, is. And I am heading to Huntsville tomorrow. And
you guys video together?
Yeah, we'll probably do something together. We did last time and stuff, you know, but just getting the chance to hang out with Robbie for a few days.
Oh, I'm jealous of you.
Yeah, we'll go do some karaoke and stuff like that.
Boy.
I got some new karaoke songs I've been working on just for him and stuff. And you know, last time we went and did karaoke together, I had a song specially picked out. It was Bob Dylan, "Everybody Gets Stoned." And I was like, it was going to be for Robbie. Robbie, this one's for you. Everybody Gets Stoned.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I tell the lady, you know, I go, this is the one I want. She goes, okay. And like an hour later, when it was my turn, I get up there. She goes, oh, I don't have that one. I'm like, oh, no. So I picked a different Bob Dylan song, which I just brutalized.
No, he said you did good.
He's being kind, man. He's being kind. So, but I got some new Michael Bublé stuff I've been working on. That I'm gonna drop some nice. I got a few on my list I can drop at the karaoke bar with Robbie and his buddies and stuff. But we always have a blast. You know this. We've all been together.
Oh, I love it. That's the best. Look, that's the best time at MegaCon. Do you think Brittany and I go to MegaCon for MegaCon? No, we go for you, man. For you, brother.
And that's Sleepy. I think you originally said you had a 3-year plan for traveling. Any rough thoughts on how much longer you want to live? I actually said it was a 5-year plan that I wanted to travel. And honestly, that's what I want to keep doing. Traveling is kind of my thing. That's what I've found the most enjoy, traveling and seeing things and making content on the places I go and visit and ideas that I have. And that's kind of the direction I'm going to go. And so as far as me traveling, I'm planning on traveling majority of the year. I will say this, man. I'm in the South right now in Alabama. And my hat's off to anyone who lives down here. I don't know how you do it. I am absolutely miserable. It is. I told you this. I am never driving here again. Okay. I will fly, or I will take a train, and I will enjoy the comforts of a hotel room. You know, anywhere I go on the East, I will do that, but I am never doing a road trip through the South ever again, man. I am so miserable. I took a shower today and I walked out and started sweating as soon as I walked out the door. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So my hat's off to anyone who is down here in the South. I don't know how you do it. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. There's no humidity. You know, if it's 95 degrees at night, it's 50 degrees, or if it's 95 in the day, it's 50 degrees at night, and you get to relax and cool off. So
I don't think I ever told you is that I want to move out where you guys are. Brittany is the one stopping us. No, I'm being serious. I really want to. But before we go on, I do have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
That I know that you had to cancel your Canada trip because of life, you know. 1, are you going to go back to do it? And 2, when you do your travels after next year, after February, whenever you said, are you going to still stop at comic book stores that you haven't been to?
Yeah, to answer both of those, as far as going to Canada, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go anywhere I can go. I really enjoyed my train ride I did. I'd like to take the train, all of Amtrak's long distance train routes all across America and Canada. That's one of my goals. I want to go overseas. You know, that's still a goal. The traveling thing is not ending. I am still going to travel, and I'm looking forward to it. It's the comic book portion that's ending.
The comic book stores are done.
Yeah, well, I'll probably go to some comic shops as I see one, but I'm not going to go out of my way to
Okay.
go and hit comic shops. Because here's the thing I run into quite a bit through my travels. I get to a town, and I think I was in Springfield. I think that's the name of the town recently. And I get there on a Monday, and they got 3 shops in town, and all 3 are closed on Monday.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I'm not just going to stick around in the parking lot at Walmart until the next day
That's true.
to go to these comic shops. And I run into that most of the time,
Really?
And yeah, it's quite a few
Wow.
shops are not open 7 days a week.
No, we
And,
are.
yeah,
We are
and
open.
some are, but quite a few are not, very limited
Wow.
hours. So I've run into that quite a bit. So as far as I'm planning on selling the rest of my collection, whatever I have left, I'll keep like maybe a very small stack, but my 8-box short boxes, they're all gone. I'm going to sell every one of them.
Oh, wow.
I am turning the page. I'm turning the comic book page.
Look, I have some more questions for you, but we'll talk later.
Okay, and there's a couple questions in here.
Okay.
What made you decide to quit the comic thing? Robbie, like I said before, I'm still around for almost a year more, or about 9 months. Okay. But what made me quit is just that as much as I've enjoyed the comics, it's kind of run its course for this part of my life. I'm going to be turning 50 next year, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter. And there's other things that are drawing me, and I'm finding enjoyment out of it, just like I found enjoyment in comics. These other things, my travels and this adventures and stuff, and hiking and doing all this stuff outdoors, I really want to focus on that because, and as you know,
No,
we're just getting older, and that window is closing, and I want to make the best out of that window. Now, when that window closes, as far as being able to get out and enjoy that stuff, and maybe my physical wellness isn't the best, comics don't require a lot of physicality.
No,
I can always revisit that. So
you're right. When you look forward, I should say, when you think about that, you have more days behind you than you have ahead of you.
Yeah,
dude, that thing screws with you. It really does.
Yeah,
comics. I mean, look, I have all this and all stuff like that. I talk about comics. Do I read as many comics as I used to? No. Do I read some comics because of work?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to be honest. Yes. Do I enjoy comics as I used to? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I really, really don't. And it's I don't know if it's because of the publishers, or it's because of this and here, or because of this and here, but it's changed. I have a beautiful wife. I really do. I'm the same thing as like you. I want to do stuff with my wife that before I can't walk, or before, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I have bad knees and I have a bad back because shit that happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm 6'7", a joke, 280 pounds. We don't live long. I hate to say that. And I want to live ever, because I have a beautiful son that I want to spend more time with, and I'm glad that he's with me now. But I have a beautiful family. I really, really do. I want to do stuff. I want to go out and do stuff, just like with you. I'm joking, but I'm being serious. I would love to do that with you, because you know why? In 10 years, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just being honest. So I can understand. I understand.
Everything you're saying is kind of how I feel as well.
Exactly.
And you mentioned, with your knees and stuff like that. And then a lot of people know this about me, and some people don't. But I have, and you know this, but I have cerebral palsy on the right side of my body. There's a reason my left hand's moving here, and my right hand, you don't see it, because I have very limited use. And the whole right side of my body is not great. It's a birth defect. I was born with it. I don't know any other way. Luckily, over the last year, with my fitness, I've been able to reverse the clock and been able to enjoy these awesome things. But I know my time is coming, like you said, most of our life is behind us. Yeah. And also, and then this is just how it is. People with cerebral palsy don't live as long as someone who doesn't. And so that window is even a little bit smaller. And I wanted to make the absolute most out of what I have left.
Exactly.
And at this time, I have, with my physical health being the way it is, man, I'm going to take advantage of that every step of the way. Robbie had a question here. He said, what's going to happen with your Dynamite partnership? So I have a few different sponsors. Dynamite, Comics on Coffee, Blackbox Comics. I don't anticipate them staying with me at that point when I end. There's no reason for them to. If for some reason they want to, that's fine. But I don't expect them to. And I will say this. I've had many sponsors on board, and I've appreciated every one. Some of them didn't end the way I wanted them to, but you know what? They made it possible for me to do what I get to do. And when that day comes, when Dynamite or Comics on Coffee or maybe a new sponsor that's on board, and I say, hey, man, today's the day, we're switching the thing, and I understand if you don't want to do this anymore, that's something I've already taken into consideration. This was not easy decision. This is something I was like, this is going to impact this is going to impact that, and I'm going to take some safeguards to make sure that things will be okay. So I don't expect them to stick around, but it's been great, the whole time. Let's see who else. Hack is in here. My buddy from the Pacific Northwest is in here as well. Let's see. I'm just Seth. Hello, how are you? Appreciate you joining us.
Oh, Seth, that's my son.
CB says, I have to agree with you, gentlemen, as we get older or past 50 and take a different look at life, and we appreciate life. We definitely do, man. It's definitely, it's that 50 mark is the mark.
Yeah.
When you hit the 50 mark, and I'm less than a year away, and trust me, when I hit 49 just a month and a half ago, I was like, oh man, 40s are done. My next one is 50.
Yeah. I hate to say
that's it.
It fucks with your head. Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really did. Yeah. It's funny. Brittany is 6 weeks older than I am, so she's an old hag. So,
Jesus.
No,
Gadoosh.
No, but she looks, and you can say that she looks awesome. She looks like she's in her 40s. Damn it. But when she hit 50, that's, we are talking about the future, retirement, and exactly what you said. I don't want to retire, dude, when I'm 65 and I can't freaking walk and all I can do is sit on the rocking chair. And
that's when I can go back and read my comics.
Yeah. I got 55 long boxes. I'm never going to get rid of. There you see that book right there? That fucking book is never going anywhere, man. It's going to be, I'm going to be buried with that sucker. Think
about the time I hit like 65. Think about how many of those little $9.99 DC graphic novels that there are now. How many of those will be available at that time? So that's what I'm looking at. It's just kind of.
And you know what? They will be in our glasses, so we don't have to do anything. They'll be digital.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of my thought process on kind of stepping away and just following your bliss. Following your bliss is important. Whatever makes you happy, and if you got the opportunity to follow your bliss, you better fucking do it.
But yes.
And I tell my kids the same thing. It's like, hey, if you're not happy with doing something, don't do it. If you don't like your job, you're young enough to go find a new job.
Exactly.
No, do what makes you
perfect.
Figure it out when you're young. That way, the rest of your time you're enjoying.
Exactly, because life is short. I know that sounds cliche.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, freaking! I just met Brittany yesterday. That's what it feels like in my head. It was 25 years ago, man, when I was, young, strapping, good-looking Castle. So. It's
one collection down. You're absolutely right. We do have a lot of years ahead. And like I said earlier, those years ahead, I'm going to make the most out of.
Exactly.
And I'm going to enjoy every day. And that's something I've been able to do over the last few years. And I want to focus on that even more. So you're right. A lot of years ahead.
Oh, sure.
A lot of times to make the best out of it.
Soon, but we're realistic. We're being realistic, So.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, there's a couple things on my bucket list I got that I want to do before I kind of hang it up. And I thought about maybe doing one more exclusive. I haven't done an exclusive for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And I thought about doing one more exclusive. And I, I, I don't know if he'll remember this, but I pitched an idea to Nick from Dynamite a few years back, and I wanted to do an exclusive Bueller cover, but I wanted to make it free.
Oh.
And he, like I said, I'm not sure if he remembers that, but he actually said, "You know what? I like your thought. Let's do it."
Really?
And if that's still available, I would like to make another exclusive, and just make it free for anyone. You pay shipping, whatever it is, and then you get a free copy. So
Do you have a title that you would like it to be on? Do you have a specific, or you don't care?
I think it would. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So, but I mean, if that's still an option, that would be great. If that's not an option, maybe go a different route and stuff like that. But it's never been about the money.
No, not with
me.
you. Never been. It's never
And
been.
so if I can do something like that to kind of say thank you to everyone, I think
that would be a great way to go out.
That would be kind of a neat thing to do. So that's kind of on my bucket list. We'll see what happens. And this is more on me in my own kind of initiative. I want to make the Todd McFarlane interview happen, and I've had opportunities to do it in the past. I just kind of like, it happens. So that's kind of another thing on my bucket list to kind of make happen, to have Todd McFarlane. And I know Todd. I have his contact information. He said he would do it. So it's just a matter of me just kind of pulling the trigger and doing it. So
I know the other one, and I love you very much, but I ain't never going to do it with you. Is this? Well, I should wait. No, see, why do you do that?
Because I don't know what you're going to say.
I'm not going there. I'm saying skydiving. I ain't doing that with you, brother.
Yeah.
I love you.
Here's the thing. I'm still. I wanted to go skydiving for my 49th birthday. Some expenses came up with my bus and stuff like that.
Sure.
It was just so hot and miserable.
And your grandson.
And my grandson, and it's still on my list, but I don't want to skydive where I'm at right now. I want to wait till I get back to Utah or Moab. It's so beautiful there. It's one of my favorite places. That's kind of the adventure capital of the United States as far as Moab and stuff. And I want to do it there. There's a couple of different things I want to do there. There's a big, huge swing that's really awesome. And also there's a skydiving thing. So I'm kind of waiting until I get back to Utah in a couple months. I'm going to take advantage of it there. Yeah. So, but
that's you got me on that catapult thing in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky I was too big for it to go up.
Yeah. Thank you, Robbie Roach. I appreciate that. So I'm glad you're living your life to the fullest. I love your show, and I will continue to watch you and your endeavor. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to do is make a couple more of the coffee and comics videos with Bob.
Yeah.
Before we kind of hang it up and stuff like that. So it's awesome. But really, I just kind of want to go on a thank you tour, I guess, if you want to call it a thank you tour for.
Sure.
Thank you for everyone for changing my life and saving my life.
Yeah, you changed mine. You saved. No, I'm joking aside.
Yeah.
You saved mine, and you changed it too. Not just for the obvious of us being like brothers and everything like that. When I was watching you, I was going through a bad time.
Yeah.
And that's how, unfortunately, that's how I found you. Didn't have a job, didn't do anything. It was fun. Monday at 9:00 in the morning, right? You guys were 6 at your time. So, and it changed my life and got me to enjoy comics again too.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know, but I was not an artist, but I used to love to draw and all stuff like that. And comics was behind the scenes for a long time.
Sure.
And you brought that back. And when you brought that back, you brought back good memories, good childhood, good everything like that. So I owe you a lot. I don't think I would be here today. And, seriously, between you and Brittany and my son, you guys are like very important to me. So I will be with you, to whatever you do. And, I love to do with many things. That's why we do this channel. I love hanging out with you. I don't care if we're not in the same state. You know, this is fun. To me, this is the best. The best.
Well, thank you to you and to everyone who's watching right now, who's watched in the past, for just allowing me to sit here in front of you and just enjoy my time, and to give me your time as well, which is the most important thing in life, is time. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's done that and stuff like that, and for all the people who are going to watch, you know, the next year or whatever. You know, it's going to be a fun ride, and you'll see some classics come back for a little bit, and the more shows with this guy right here. But anyway, I think we should wrap it up, man. It's been
let's go, man. What the hell?
longer than we normally do. I want to say thank you, John, for joining me at the end. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
2 weeks. And with John on here as well, we'll have a new topic to discuss. If anyone has any ideas, just let us know in the comments of this video when it's posted and stuff like that. And then we'll kind of go over it. But John, thank you. Is there anything you want to say to anyone before we go?
I do want to say one thing. Everybody, thank you so much for making Castle's Corner such a huge hit. I am so surprised. You know, I have the EXP writing to me that they've got, love you, buddy, that I gotten so many, they got so many subs from watching, you know, my shorts, and I can't believe it. And people are loving it, and companies are writing to me. I can't believe it. It's not, I think it's a dream.
Well, you know, I've seen your shorts in person. They're not that great.
Mother. Anyway, so just want to thank everybody who shared it, who thumbs up it, who commented, you know. But please stop sending me nude pics. I don't want that. Okay?
That's bullshit. That's not what he's told me in the past. All right, we gotta go.
All right,
everyone. Thank you so much for watching. You know, if you're new here, you can subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. But do me a favor, always live your best life. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.